Today's the big awakening ceremony where village kids find out their job classes. Everyone's hyped for Errol, his mom's a legendary sword princess, and his dad's a top-tier archmage. Basically, the boy's expected to roll legendary on his character sheet. But when the priest touches him, instead of a fancy vision, Errol just sees white. The priest freezes. That almost never happens. And when it does, it only means one thing. Errol is destined to be jobless. The crowd reacts like someone just announced college degrees are useless in the real world. Classes are a huge deal. They give you powers, skills, and a career path. His parents and sisters spent the morning hyping him up, expecting a god-tier class, so when they hear unemployed, their jaws drop. Still, they love him and immediately start canceling retirement plans, telling Errol he can just live in their basement forever. But Errol's not about that basement dweller life. Sure, a class would have been nice, but he's been training with his mom for years and somehow hasn't been cut in half yet. That has to mean he's improving. He figures it'll just take more effort to reach the same level as others, and he's fine with that. His family cheers him on, but Errol just shrugs and heads out to train. In the fields, he finds two kids dueling with their brand new sword classes. When they notice him, they mock him for being classless. Errol ignores the trash talk and asks to spar. They laugh but agree, especially after he confirms he has divine protection, meaning they won't accidentally kill him. The duel starts, and Errol immediately holds his ground. His form is so solid the kids can't land a hit. Even when they try a 2-on-1 sneak attack ruined by one of them yelling during the sneak part, Errol dodges and knocks them both out with ease. Just then, red-haired boy shows up. He's the son of Captain Evans, the village guard chief, and he's not impressed. He says Errol only won because those two were weaklings. Unlike them, he trains daily and even has intermediate sword skills. He's also salty that everyone says Errol's mom is stronger than his dad, and he's out to prove otherwise. Errol calls him out for being petty but accepts the duel anyway. They clash, and to everyone's surprise, Errol keeps up with him blow for blow. Redhead's clearly stronger, but he's too blinded by anger. When he overextends with a wild swing, Errol goes for the win. But at the last second, Redhead pulls out a move called Twin Blade, landing 2 slashes in one strike. Errol blocks the first but takes the second to the gut, flying into a wall. Redhead smirks, declaring victory, while Errol lies there realizing he just got comboed. Redhead admits Errol's a lot better than he expected and even respects him for it. But he still insists there's no way a classless nobody could defend against a sword skill like that. Errol takes that as a personal challenge and swears he'll figure out a way. Fast forward a few days, his sister barges into his room to wake him up. But Errol is not a morning person. He ignores her until she threatens to kiss him if he doesn't get up. That works like an instant alarm clock. After eating, sister asks why he's been training so hard lately. She thinks he should chill once in a while, but Errol refuses to slow down until he's the best. Later, she finds out just how serious he is. His mom shows her a chest full of broken swords from his training. Each one snapped from sheer overuse. In other words, the boy's grinding harder than any MMO addict. Meanwhile, out in the forest, Errol is testing a new move. After letting Redhead smack him with it over and over, he finally cracked the code and can now use Twin Blade slash himself. Just then, a goblin shows up. Despite watching Errol casually slice through a tree, the goblin still decides to charge him solo classic NPC logic. Errol deletes it with one swing. But before he can leave, he hears a kid screaming. Turns out Redhead got wrecked by a hobgoblin and is about to be monster chow. Errol jumps in at the last second and lands a perfect Twin Blade slash, killing it instantly. He heals Redhead with holy water, but instead of saying thanks, Redhead demands to know how the heck Errol pulled off his signature move. Errol explains it was just pattern recognition, timing, rhythm, trial and error. Basically, Redhead unknowingly gave him free lessons by spamming the move so much. Redhead is in shock, but still insists his skill-based version is stronger. So, they duel again. This time, not only does Errol match Redhead's twin slash, but he upgrades it, adding a third strike in the combo. Since he isn't limited by skill restrictions, he can push the move further than its original design. Redhead is floored, literally, while Errol walks away like, yeah, dominance established. A few days later at dinner, Errol learns that Redhead has decided to leave for Brya, the legendary city of swords, to train. Errol knows he's the reason Redhead ran off, but the city itself sounds interesting. He's already considering going there too. And that wraps up episode 1. Don't miss the next part, things are just getting started.